Dear brothers and sisters, hello. It has been a year and a half since I've been your bishop, since I've been here, and so I thought it'd be good to kind of report on that, on how we're doing, on how I'm doing, and on some of the opportunities and challenges that we face here as a diocese. Wow, what a year and a half it's been. I've really enjoyed, especially getting to know so many people, going to visit all of our parishes, our schools, many of our prisons, our hospitals, universities, other institutions. I really enjoy that. I've tried to hit every one. I think I have hit every parish except for 2 chapels, and I'm working on that, so please be patient. But I really enjoy that. That's my favorite part about being bishop, being a priest, frankly, is being with people. So I've really enjoyed that. We, of course, have had a couple of really serious challenges just recently in our diocese and in our church. Locally, of course, it's Hurricane Michael that roared through our diocese in October. And even though it was just a 4-hour storm, that's how long it passed through, it did so much damage and caused a great deal of heartbreak, as you know. And so we're dealing with that. You know, it's my first experience with something like this, and in my optimism and naivete, I thought, okay, just a couple of months and we'll get back on our feet. But of course, this is going to take years. I'm really thankful and proud of the fact that our priests, our staff members, our parishioners, just 5 minutes after the storm went through, started to recover themselves and then look out for their neighbors and fellow parishioners. And we mobilized efforts immediately to help care for our neighbors, our parishioners, and just anyone who was in need, especially in Panama City, in Mariana, and Blountstown, in Port St. Joe, and so many other places that were heavily affected. We're rebuilding, thanks be to God and thanks be to insurance that we have, but it will take a while, I know, and so we have to keep coming together. People have been very generous, though, both within our diocese and without, and because of that, I know that we will fully recover in the years ahead. And of course, you know, not only locally, but nationally and internationally, our church was rocked by new revelations of past clergy sexual abuse and the mishandling of some of those cases by some bishops. It is devastating, it's disheartening, it is humiliating for us. And of course, our first concern, our first efforts need to go to the victims of any kind of abuse. We need to continue to reach out to them and assist them in any kind of way that they want. And so we're doing that. I'm also happy to say that our diocese, you all have worked hard over the last couple of decades to make our church a very safe and warm and welcoming place for children and for all people, and we'll continue to do that. We need to be transparent. We need to show the world what we have been doing and what we're doing, and to just continue to provide a warm, loving, caring, joyful place for all of God's children. As I said, I have visited many of our places, almost all of our parishes and schools and universities, and I want to keep doing that. I'm really proud of what we're doing, not just for our parishioners, but especially for those who come to us, for visitors, for students, as well in our hospitals and prisons, for the sick and for those who are imprisoned. I'm really proud of the efforts of Catholic Charities and groups like the Knights of Columbus or the Diocesan Council of Catholic Women, for St. Vincent de Paul, and so many other agencies, so many other ministries in our diocese. Many parishes have thrift stores and food banks and places to help those who are in great need. As well, we're opening new ministries. I'm really excited about a new ministry in Tallahassee called Joseph House for ex-offenders. We will be able to house people who have done their time and now need a transition to the community, and that's already started. And then in Pensacola, we're starting something called Trinity House for elderly men who are homeless. We're going to try to have a place for them to come and stay with us for a while they get back on their feet. There are many efforts. I think that's where we are at our best. Certainly in places like this, when we come together to worship God, that's why we exist, to do that. But we also are sent out to make a difference, to build the kingdom of God here on earth, to help our brothers and sisters. And so I hope that we redouble our efforts to do that. As well, all of us are called, each of us is called to be a missionary disciple, to use one of Pope Francis's favorite phrases. A missionary disciple is one who takes the faith outward and shares the faith, shares the joy, the mercy, the love of God, the presence of God with our brothers and sisters. I know a lot of people, when they hear that, they think, well, I don't know the Bible that well. I don't know the catechism or theology. Being a missionary disciple is just as simple as sharing a meal with someone, bringing someone hope, visiting someone who is depressed or shut in, as well as sharing our faith, sharing why is your faith important to you? What does it do for you? Sharing that with neighbors or people even, that you may encounter on the street or in the store or something like that. But we have to really do that. We exist to evangelize, so we must share the good news wherever we go. It is a tremendous blessing and joy for me to share this ministry with so many wonderful priests and deacons and ministers in our church, but especially the priests. They are energetic, they are selfless, they are talented, and we're blessed to have them. They do such great work among us. Where would we be without our priests? It's scary to even think about that. But thankfully we have so many dedicated priests who've served for a long time or just a few years. We have some really experienced priests, some newer priests, and some seminarians as well who are excited to serve us in the future. Please continue to pray for our priests. I know you do that, but our vocation, just like all vocations, can be stressful. It can be lonely. It can be difficult, especially when things happen like the hurricane or the scandal that rocked our church and continues to affect us. That affects us as well very deeply. We need your prayers. We need your support. So please support our priests. It continues to be a challenge for us to staff all of our parishes and missions. As I said, we're blessed with so many priests, but we have a lot of parishes and missions and we're pretty spread out as a diocese. And that will only continue in the future. Yes, we have seminarians, we have future priests, but we will have to talk about how we can come together more and form larger churches, larger communities. And that may be painful, but I don't think we're going to be able to, I know we're not going to be able to afford having one priest in every physical location in the future. And so it gives us an opportunity to talk about how can we come together, how can we form these larger, more vibrant communities as well. That's a challenge coming up and an opportunity as well. So as I celebrate my 25th anniversary as a priest and my year-and-a-half anniversary of being a bishop, I am grateful and humbled and blessed. I am blessed to serve you. I'm thankful for your prayers and for all of your support and for welcoming me and trusting me. And I'm just thankful to God for having chosen me for this awesome vocation. I look forward to working with you, to ministering with you, and just being with you here in our local church and in our communities in the years ahead. May God continue to bless you and your families, and may God bless the church, the Diocese of Pensacola-Tallahassee.